You can start, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam. And I'm very sorry for a late start. Hearty welcome, Madam Smita Kadam, madam, and also International Pro Director, madam, also, and all those who joined today to today's session. A hearty welcome to all. Today we will see about plagiarism, ethical paraphrasing, and reference management. Actually, the topic is in paraphrasing, but before going for paraphrasing, we have to know that what is plagiarism. Okay, so in today's webinar, we will see what is plagiarism, concept and meaning, and how to detect plagiarism, and which are all the tools are available, and ethics, principles, and its applications. And we will move for paraphrasing, and I conclude this webinar. Okay, you know this the plagiarism. Okay, plagiarism. This webinar dictionary defines means you are stealing or passing off an idea. Otherwise, you are using some other's manuscript or an idea or in a production or in written things, and you will use it as it is or in some form of a changed one. This is known as plagiarism. These are all the things. So some of the criteria is considered as an plagiarism, like in turning in someone's work as your own. Okay, somebody has written a thesis. You just change the first page and you will put your name and you will submit it. Okay. Next, failing to put a quotation, very, very important. Giving incorrect information about the source of a quotation. Always remember that if you are a PhD scholar or a researcher, you have to know that how we have to overcome this plagiarism, and especially when you're quoting it, how you have to quote it. Okay. Next, copying many words or ideas from others. It may be there are so many types of plagiarism is there. Okay, it may be an deliberate or an accidental plagiarism. Okay, without knowing also you can copy it. Okay, sometimes it occurs. It is called as deliberate or intentional. Means purposefully you have taken some of the events from others. Then you are using it in your own thesis. Okay, it steals the property of somebody else and claims it to be his own. Next one is the accidental or an unintentional plagiarism. Somebody unknowingly cites a phrase or copies words without knowing the author of the material. So, whatever it may be, okay, like in buying, stealing, borrowing a paper, okay, hiring somebody to write your paper, okay, you will give some of the money to others, then you will request them to write the paper, and using the source to too closely when paraphrasing, okay, means similar things. You will add it and you will write it, you will quote it, building on someone's ideas without a citation. Okay, so it having a range from an deliberate to possibly accidental. So when how it is considered as a plagiarism, okay, depends upon the percentage. Similarity is up to 10% is in 0 level, level 1 up to 10 to 40, 40 to 60 level 2, and similarity is about above 60 is in level 3. So if it is like this, okay, when plagiarism is there, then it will be subjected to penalty. Okay, usually they may cancel it or they may give as a punishment to the authors or researchers or academicians. So how to avoid plagiarism? Okay, there are so many ways are there to avoid plagiarism. Maybe first you have to prevent it, then we have to detect it, then you can carry on the work. How we have to prevent it? Okay, means make as an effort that it is whatever you write. Okay, you just quote it, and also you just write very honestly, because research is a honest activity. Educate students about an intellectual material. Okay, means the rights of an intellectual author. Minimize the possibility of submission of plagiarized content when you will come to know that manually they have taken from somewhere. Okay, you try to restrict it. Plagiarism prevention is difficult to achieve, but can take a long time. So how we can detect it? Okay, so we have to collection of the manuscript or whatever the write-up is there, analyze it, confirm it is an copied or it is a plagiarized one, then go for investigation. So there are so many checking techniques are there. First one is the text-based plagiarism detection techniques and source code-based plagiarism. Okay, this we need as an softwares. Okay, so text-based by substring matching, keyword similarity. Okay, if you see in different magazines or in these authors, the keyword will be similar, exact fingerprint match and text passing. Subtracting matching. Okay, try to identify maximal matches in pairs, which then are used as plagiarism indicators. Typically, the substrings are represented in suffix trees. Okay. Next, graph-based measures are employed to capture the fraction of the plagiarized things. If you see in keyword similarity, extract a topic identifying keywords from a document. Okay, you have seen that when many people will use 5 to 7 keywords. That keywords, okay, when you will use it, when you will go through it as in referencing, the same words will be seen. Next, compare with keywords of another document. Then, if it is an exchange threshold, okay, candidate documents are divided into smaller pieces, then it may be recursively compared. This approach assumes that plagiarism usually happens in topically similar document. Next, exact fingerprint match. Okay, this is also one way of finding out plagiarism by detecting with the softwares. Okay, sequence code chunks. Then they will be having any indicators with the fingerprint, then they will match it. Okay, if anything like any sentence of the text can be automatically represented in the form of a tree. Okay, this is an algorithm. Okay, this uses an AI which reflects the structure of the sentence. For example, the phrase "the monkey ate the banana" will be phrased as an software. Okay, software is done for the fingerprint competition. Maybe some standard hashing will be there. Like of course, these are all very expensive tools, but you can find out. Okay, this is the way they will make as an hashing. Okay, like in subject, verb, object. Okay, like in a verb ate. Okay, then article the noun monkey, article the noun banana. Okay, this will helps you to make the find out the plagiarism. Tools used for usually to detect and plagiarism is the there are so many softwares are available, like an flag aware, flag scan, check for plagiarism .net, authenticate, plagiarism detection.org. Okay, these are all online also, but very widely used is in Turnitin software. Okay, but these are all not free. Okay, these are all it has to be paid one. Turnitin is a very widely used web-based detection software. Okay, usually it is an most universities is used Turnitin. Yeah, of course, more than 30 million students are using at 15,000 institutions. When you will go for a Turnitin, okay, usually almost all the world renowned publishers, they will use this Turnitin. Okay, like in Springer, Ebesco Host, ProQuest, Time, Elsevier, PubMed, Medline, Sage, Crossroads, Oxford University Press, then Peter Lang, then UGC Candigo. Okay, miss almost all the, even in UGC also will use in Turnitin. Okay, then how to overcome it? Okay, so what is this one? One of the main component here is the ethics plays a very important role for selection of the problem statement, in the process of doing it, and the publication also. Okay, so we have to have a high standard of any ethical principles we have to follow. What is this ethics? Ethics is the disciplined study or morality, okay, which is good or which is bad. It's derived from a character. Okay, means how should I behave as a researcher, and what character traits should I cultivate it to? Because we have to highlight that on it must be sound in ethical principles. So, which are all the very commonly used or very well-known ethical principles are? First one is the autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, and fidelity. Okay, these are all the 5 fundamental principles of ethics. If you come to health and nursing, okay, here we are having an ICMR 2015. They have given an ethical principles like principles of an essentiality. Okay, which you want to do, or which you want to add it, you have to add that much only. Okay, don't add any other than that one. If you get an information also, principle of an voluntariness, informed consent and community agreement, very important when you are using samples as a patient or an animals. Always you have to keep it in mind that one we have to take an informed consent. Okay, so principles of a non-exploitation, principle of an privacy and confidentiality of the samples and the data, principle of precaution and risk minimization, and principle of professional competence. Next, principle of accountability and transparency, principle of maximization of an public interest, principle of an institutional arrangement, principle of an public domain, principle of an totality of an responsibility, and principle of an compliance. Okay, these are the very, very important principles the ICMR has given. Then how to make a decision that on what I am doing is an ethically sound or an it is correct. So we are having in two types of thinking, or you can use this one as an theory or a model like in deductive principles based on reasoning and inductive case based reasoning. Deductive, okay, start with an ethical theory. There are so many theories out there. Okay, go for it, select the specific principle, come to the rules and make the judgment. Okay, this is from an theory. Okay, very wider to specific. Next, inductive is an opposite to deductive. It is in case-based reasoning. Okay, decisions we have made earlier. Okay, means the earlier things what you have done, it will precede to today's scenario. Look back at those decisions and combine them in order to make a judgment how we will come to the decision. Judgments reflect back on rules. Rules reflect on our principles, and principles reflect the theory. Always keep it in mind that one theory which you select the ethical theory plays an important role. Ethics is about creating a mutually respectful relationship with the research population. Subjects are pleased to participate, and community regards our conclusions then very, very constructive, because when you publish your results, okay, the community agrees and they will put confidence in that results. An ethically insensitive researcher, okay, they will bring in a shame to an academic fraternity and also in research. Okay, you have seen that on so many people have copied or they have cancelled their thesis also. Okay, so it leads to a misleading, inclusive, and biased one. Some of the times, so we will face to follow these ethical principles in research practically. If you see, so what happens? Lack of informed consent, no debriefing. Debriefing means we will not explain it what you are doing it. Think that when you want to collect a questionnaire, you will go because you are an authoritative. You will say that when you complete and you give me. Okay, this is an no debriefing. Okay, next, deception, invasion of privacy, and regard for risk encountered by the participants. So these are all the some of the very, very common ethical problems we'll face in the research. So up to now, we have seen that one in what is plagiarism, how we were to detect it, then what is ethics. Okay, this will help you. Okay, one of the more important point is in paraphrasing. Paraphrasing will help you to overcome your plagiarism or those who taken from others' ideas or in manuscript. So what is this paraphrasing? Paraphrasing is the expression in your own words of the meaning of another person's written or unspoken words. Okay, means others they have written, they are having an article or they are having their own manuscript. What you will do, you will go through it, you will read, then you will put it in your own words. It's known as paraphrasing in a very, very simple way. Paraphrasing literally means putting what you read in your own words. Primarily, you paraphrase by reading, okay, but afterwards you need, and if it isn't so much, okay, very high content is there on the time, you need in softwares. So we will see one or two definitions, okay, of an paraphrasing. The American Heritage College Dictionary defines a paraphrase as a restatement. Always keep it in mind here. The definition says that a restatement of a text or passage in another form or in words. Okay, Oxford Dictionary defines a statement that expresses something that somebody has written or said using different words, especially in order to make it easier to understand it. So it is derived from etymology. Paraphrase derives from the Latin paraphrases and the Greek paraphrasing, meaning to show or explain it. Okay, this is the anatomy of the word of an paraphrase. Means if you see in all these definitions, when you will write in your own words, it's nothing but a paraphrase. Okay, means the manuscript or in quoting or in any idea what you read from another, but you will write in your own words is known as a paraphrasing. It is a valuable skill because it is better than quoting directly. It helps you to control temptation to quote too much, okay? Because you can condense it and you can write it. The psychological mental process required helps you to grasp the full meaning of the original quote. When you're going for a paraphrasing, you have to have some of the things, four must in a foreign paraphrasing. One, be in your own words. Okay, so very, very important. I told you that when you are writing any manuscript or in thesis or any assignment, okay, you have to write in your own words. So you make a habit of reading a lot and writing the skills, okay? Be near and longer than the original passage. Usually, if it is in one or two sentences more also, one or two sentences lesser also, there is no such that one problem in file you do in paraphrasing. Be used to explain a difficult or complex concept or passage, okay? When you go through it, okay, 5 times, 10 times, then it will help you to know what is the inner meaning of that manuscript or paragraph or write up, then you can write it. Convey the original meaning. Okay, this is the comprehensive and holistic meaning of an paraphrasing. So how we can go for an paraphrasing? Okay, there are so many ways are there. First one is then reread the original content of passage until you understand the full meaning. Very, very important. Read. Okay, twice, thrice, 5 times, 10 times you read, then you will come to know the real meaning. If it is an especially very westernized, okay, then the language is not your mother tongue or it's not so you are thorough on the time, it is very, very difficult to go for paraphrasing. So you read a lot, read many times, then you can write in, you can find out their meaning, then you can write in your own way. Set the original aside and write in on a paper. Jot down the important points, or if it is in difficulty, you just use the similar words or in a dictionary. Find out, read, compare your notes to the original, then quote it. Then you can write your paper. So what is the general guidelines? Okay, read the passage out loud. Okay, very, very important. Sometimes what happens, so because of a constraint of time or this one, we will read in our own mind. Because of distraction, it you cannot concentrate on the time. Loudly you read it, then others when you will hear. Okay, if any mistakes are there, then they will identify it. Explain the concept in your own words to a friend or colleague. Discuss with another. So very, very important. It's not a closed activity. It's an open activity. Write the concept and add one or more illustrative examples. Reread the original passage and see that on you can compare the words, grammar, okay, and the meaning is in the same or not. If you are writing paras, okay, or in paragraphs of an original passage or merely substitute synonyms, okay, on that time you can retranslate it, then you can write it, okay. When you are satisfied, then you can prepare your own document and you can submit it to the publishers. Manual paraphrasing, okay. Usually, if the article or a manuscript is in lesser in number, okay, lesser in words or lesser in pages, you can go for a manual paraphrasing. How we can go for it? Read the passage several times. I told you, note down the key concepts, okay, in that paragraph. Read 5 times, 6 times, 10 times, then you'll come to know that and what it tells, okay, what is the important words, what they define, what they mean it. Note down the key concepts, write the version of the text without looking at the original, compare paraphrased text with the original, then you can cite the source from where you have taken it. Manual, like for example, okay, the number of foreign and domestic tourists in the Netherlands rose above 45 million in 2020, an increase of 10% and the sharpest growth rate since 2008. The National Statistics of CBS reported on Wednesday. Okay, if you read this one once or twice, you will be so confused or and will not come to know what is the real meaning. What it tells? It tells that one in 2020. From in 2008, the overall the meaning, those who are visiting the Netherlands is an increased. So how you can write as an paraphrased one? As a manually. According to the National Statistics Office, the Netherlands experienced a dramatic growth in tourist numbers in 2020. More than 45 million tourists traveled to or within the Netherlands that year, representing 10% increase. The steepest, you can say that one, steepest means the enhanced or an sharpest growth is there. No, sharpest to the one of the more synonym is the steepest in 12 years. So This is the one way of doing it manually, but you can go for an online paraphrasing also. And there are so many online paraphrasing softwares are available. Before choosing any online softwares, okay, always keep it in mind that what is your need, okay, how many words are there, whether it is in what type of it is mathematics or in some other subjects, okay, always keep it in mind. Then term the conditions, whether it is in free or in paid software. Efficiency, okay, how much is an efficient, okay. Next, repetition of the software, that matters a lot. Next, customer reviews also you can keep it in mind, then you can choose the software. Use the software, then error if it is there, if error free is there, it is far better to go for the final one. Look for pocket friendly article rewriter tools, okay, nowadays is there available. Look for professional editing services. There are so many people are helping to paraphrase your things if the content is in very much. Read the final copy, okay. You can go to www.paraphrasingonline.com, then you will get the all the sources. There are so many softwares are available for paraphrasing, okay. Very important or very commonly used is the Quillboard, okay. Best Spinner, Clever Spinner, Spin Rewriter, Word AI, Chimp Rewriter Content Creation Tool, WordTune, then Paraphrase.io. Okay, these are all the very commonly used paraphrasing tools. Quillbot, you know that this is then very modernized and nowadays very widely used. It uses machine learning to rewind and restructure the text. You can do it whole words or in whole paragraph. Okay, to a certain extent it is an free, but if it is in more time, if you are using it, is a paid one. Best Spinner, this is also very good paraphrasing tool. Clever Spinner, unique web based, you can do it online also, otherwise you can download, then you can make it. Spin Rewriter, the most popular, like in Spin Rewriter is the main one, but the sub like in Spinner Chief, TBS, Spin Rewriter, Word AI. Okay, it has started in 2011 by Aaron Sustar. Okay, Smiley Tech Solutions. Okay, they have started. This is also very good. What you say, paraphrasing version or an tool. Spin Writer. Of course, they are in paid. To it acts. You can use those or having a Mac users also. You can use it. Okay, then you are having the facility to plug in with others. Then Word AI fully understands each one. Okay, then it acts on an artificial intelligence and it comprehensively it spins. Then it gives an your output. Easy to use. Of course, the third party implementation is needed. Can be used Word AI with many other tools. Okay, you can use it in Jotero, EndNote. Then directly within PubMed also you can use it. Okay, free days for 3 trial can be tested. Then if it is a more day, okay, then you can it is a paid one. Okay, there is no lifetime license. Next one is the Chimp Rewriter. Okay, article rewriter uses artificial intelligence and natural language processing. It uses an NLP. Okay, researcher can spin and rewrite the content in seconds. Very complex and original content. Okay, if it is there, it is Chimp Rewriter is the best software. Spin in multiple languages. Think that on you have taken from in French, but you want to translate it in Chinese or in some other. I think it uses in more than 18 languages can be done. Next, if you want to do very small, okay, in manually, okay, how you can go for an day-to-day basis for an paraphrasing. First one, change the structure and order of the sentence or an paragraph. Okay, this is the one way of doing an paraphrasing. For example, many infectious diseases have disappeared because of significant advances in medical research in the past decade. How we can change it? The structure, okay, and order. If it is just is in 1 or 2 sentences, but if it is in more words or in more paragraph is there, bigger paragraph is there, then you can make it as an many significant advances in medical research in the past decade have make many infectious diseases disappear. So I told you that when you're going for into overcoming plagiarism, you have to read, you have to have a word or a skill of writing and reading. Okay, so you can find out an appropriate words. Okay, like an infectious disease. Okay, disappeared. then medical research, decade. Okay, these are all the words you have to find out in similar meanings or similar words, then you can use it. Since there have been considerable improvements, okay, in the field of medicine in the past 10 years, many communicable diseases have ceased to exist. Ceased means it is disappeared. So one more way of changing or in writing paraphrasing is change active heights to passive heights and vice versa. Okay, this is also a very good way of doing it. Like since considerable improvements in the field of medicine have been made in the past 10 years, many communicable diseases have ceased to exist. Okay, from active heights to passive heights or passive heights to active heights. Next, change word forms. Since considerable improvements in the field of medicine have been made in the past 10 years, many communicable diseases have ceased to exist. Okay, you can see that one. Since medicine has improved, okay, you can see that one, how it has changed. Okay, form has improved considerably in the past 10 years. Okay, here they used as in 10 years, you can use as a decade also. Many communicable diseases have ceased to exist. Now you can put all this one, then you can prepare your own. Like since medicine has improved considerably in the past 10 years, many communicable diseases have ceased to exist. Okay, it is a very good paraphrased one. So some of the tips are there for paraphrasing. Okay, use a note-taking method to distinguish paraphrases, summaries, and quotations. Okay, you have to know that one how it differs. Okay, record in page number. Study the original carefully. Read. What the main idea it tells. Okay, you have to comprehend it. Figure out how to change the order of an ideas, structure, and parts of speech. Decide if any specialized terms should be retained. Okay, like in WHO, AIDS. Okay, then HIV. This you cannot change it. So you have to retain it. The same words, but by retaining the same key words, okay, how we can paraphrase that you have to learn. Think of synonyms for non-specialized terms. Write the paraphrase without looking at the original. Then you can write your own manuscript. Reading to paraphrasing. A good paraphrase starts with careful reading. I told you the main idea, sub idea, the points, okay, verbs, okay, words which determine the relationships, okay, how it is connected, logic, sequence, okay. These are all will helps you to know that one you can comprehend a lot, okay. Here you can use this Bloom's taxonomy also. Then you can frame, you can write the paraphrased materials. How there are so many some paraphrasing verbs like an is, known as, is called, okay, is named, okay, it tells us a definition, explanation, okay. What this explain, illustrate, expound, okay, explicate, clarify, construe, interpret, analyze, it tells that an explanation or an interpretation and analysis. Cause and effect, cause lead to, result in, trigger, produce, affect, has an effect on, change, make, induce, influence, will helps you to know that one the relationship as a cause and or effect. Like in a compare and contrast, okay, differentiate, distinguish, differ from. Like in because, okay, so do, are therefore, as a result of, consequently, it tries to connect a result to a reason or reason to result. If, unless, under certain conditions, okay, if you are using in but, okay, although, however, to express a seemingly contradiction, partial context, adversarial relationship, okay, think that in a discussion or in it is in your results are in contra constrained to in other things, okay, on the time you can use this type of words. While whereas in contrast, on the other hand, to direct and opposites, in order that so that to share a purpose, to compare similarly both, okay, either nor, such as including to show them examples. Here I will take some of the examples, okay. This is the one, okay, manuscript from Toronto. This is plagiarism. The best defense is a good defense, okay. Plagiarism does not only happen in student essays, it happens in many investigation. National Science Foundation, okay, in 2009, they defined it as nearly 100 potential cases of plagiarism within founded proposals. In the same month, Jan Goodall's, okay, new book, Seeds of Hope, Wisdom and Wonder from the Word of Plants, was delayed due to at least a dozen uncited passages that were reportedly taken from multiple sources, according to Stephen Livingston, Washington Post article on March 19, 2019. Okay, so how we can paraphrase it. Okay, you just go through it to read. It is very, very complicated. It looks okay, but when you go through it, then you can say that one. Oh, who has done? Alison Torita illustrates in her article plagiarism. The best defense is a good defense. You see the thing, okay? That the act of omission, otherwise known as plagiarism, is not solely relegated to classroom essays. In 2019, National Science Foundation at least 100 examples of plagiarism in research proposals they are given by Steve Livingston. Okay, from so they have written as an Goodall's new book, Seeds of Hope, Wisdom and Wonder from the World of Plants. One more example. Okay, this is an original at just 8.5 square miles. The Pacific island country of Nauru is one of the smallest countries in the world. The island was once rich in phosphate, but most of the resource has been mined, leaving damage to the environment behind. Nauru has a population of about 10,000 people. If you see this one, okay, when you read it 3-4 times, you will come to know that one. This is the smallest island, having in only 8.5 square kilometers as a periphery, okay, and 10,000 people. Okay, then how you can go for it as a manually? Okay, Nauru is a specific island country that is only 8.5 square miles in area. It is one of the smallest countries on the planet, and only about 10,000 people live there. Nauru has mined its once plentiful supplies of phosphate. This has damaged the environment on the island. Here we'll come to know that on its specificity and how it has ruined. Next way of an overcoming, okay, it's an plagiarism is an reference management. What is this reference management? Okay, reference is the detailed description of the document from which you have obtained your information. Referencing is a way of demonstrating that what you have done it. Okay, for paraphrasing also, for an plagiarism also, to overcome it, we need is a reference management. Okay, reference writing, citing, acknowledging within your text the document from which you have obtained your information. What is this citation? Okay, when you use another person's work in your own work, either by referring to their ideas or by including a direct quotation, you must acknowledge this in the text of your work. This acknowledgement is known as a citation. References and bibliography. References, okay, whenever you do, use in between, then bibliography, overall what you have referred, then you have written at the last end. So what is reference style? There are so many. It is specific format for presenting in text references. Style, okay, having in the defined one, okay, like in footnotes on an endnotes and bibliography. It is the act of referencing. Referencing is very, very important to overcome the plagiarism. So there are so many types of references there because you are going through journal, book, internet, okay. Defining it or writing the reference of this one is very, very peculiar and particular to respective styles, okay. Reference elements, usually if you take any reference styles, okay, it includes author's name, article title, journal name, year, volume, and page numbers. There are so many styles are there, like in Harvard style, APA, American Psychological Association style, Vancouver style, MLA, Modern Language Association style, the Chicago Manual style, then Royal Society Chemistry style. You can do it, okay. These are all the things you can go through it manually also. Otherwise, you can do it by management software. It is known as a database reference management software. There are so many softwares are available online also, like in BibMe, Citation Machine, Citavy, CiteFast, CiteLighter, Decor, Recipes for Success, AutoBib, Rough., Mendeley, Jotero, EasyBib, Cite This For Me. Okay, these are all the online also. Now I will just highlight, okay, Mendeley. Mendeley is the very, very widely known software. You can use this one for reference management, okay. Yeah, not only this one, you can use as your own library, okay. It is having three things, like you can use as on desktop also, web directly also, then mobile application also. You can download it in your mobile. Of course, I told you that one you can have a plugin also. It is acts as an app, desktop and web. Next one is the Jotero. Okay, Jotero is also very good software for referencing and also to do a review of literature. Okay, Jotero is a free open source research tool. It helps the researcher to collect and organize scholarly works for teaching, research, and personal. But you have to have 300 MB storage. Okay, so you can have nowadays, okay, 5.0. Okay, I think now it is in 6 is available. Jotaro, you can connect it to with an what you say, Safari also. Okay, and Google. Yeah. Next one is the EndNote. Okay, EndNote is also very good software. Okay, for reference management. You can have in publications, bibliographies. Okay, if you are having in PDFs, images, PowerPoints. Okay, you can note here, and then it makes your own references. Searching for and downloading PDFs, writing papers and grants, especially ICMR, NIH, okay, National Institute of Health. If you want to write on the time, EndNote is the best software. So it is a standalone. You can address it manually also on online connection. It goes on a Word add-on, references for paper and granting. It can store and you can organize your bibliography. Then you can make a help of an EndNote for searching the literature, okay, and searching for the job also, chatting with another like-minded people like in Facebook or in LinkedIn. Then also for grants also you can use this one. So with this one, I concluded today's topic. Paraphrasing is the expression of an own thought in words by keeping the same or similar meaning. It is an art and science of writing. I told you that one, okay? Because you have to read, you have to comprehend it within a short time, very long essays or an content. On the time, you have to know the art of reading and art of writing. Summarizing is expression of the whole content in a very, very concise manner. Both looks similar but not the same. Okay, critical paraphrasing helps to overcome plagiarism. So Mendeley, Jotaro, EndNote are free open source research tools, help to collect and organize research work for your teaching, learning, and your research study. Okay, these tools help to manage bibliographical resources and integrate with word processing software to generate in-text citations and bibliographies. Okay, maybe MLA, APA, Vancouver, okay, Oxford style, anything that you can use it. With this one, I end today's webinar. Thank you one and all. Thank you.